If you're in the habit of rolling your ITB and moving a roller down your lateral leg to try and reduce symptoms down the lateral thigh region, then you'll probably know that it's not usually a nice experience, and for some can actually be quite excruciatingly painful. So in this video, we're going to have a look at how you can use a roller to reduce symptoms down the lateral leg, ITB related symptoms, and how you can use a roller more sensibly and in a less painful way. So we've got Rose here using a trigger point roller, and it doesn't look like she's enjoying it right now. So let's have a think about what attaches to the iliotibial band, and therefore what other structures we can work on to make this whole experience nicer. So to begin with, let's have a look at rolling the glutes. So if you could switch to a glute rolling position, please, Rose. Now, it makes sense to roll the glutes, guys, because the glutes attach to the iliotibial band, particularly the superior fibers of the gluteus maximus attach to the iliotibial band. So rolling the glutes can help to reduce symptoms down the lateral thigh, whether it's the lateral knee or lateral hip. And because we're working over contractile tissue, it's more responsive and often much less symptomatic as we're rolling over it. So Rose is rolling the superior fibers of glute max here, and she's generally rolling over the gluteal tissue as well, and this can help to reduce symptoms. The other muscle up in that region is the TFL, the tensor fasciae lata, over the anterior lateral hip, and those muscle fibers also attach down to the lateral leg, the ITB as well. So it makes sense to also roll over the TFL, which is quite a small cluster of muscle fibers, but once we start over the TFL, we can then progress from that position. So we'll just get Rose started over the TFL here. So she's rolling over that muscle cluster of the tensor fasciae lata muscle fibers, and then from this position she can easily roll up the roller to then start targeting the vastus lateralis, the lateral quadricep muscle there. And it makes sense to target the vastus lateralis, again, because it's more contractile tissue than actually targeting the ITB. But the ITB is the outer part of an intermuscular septum between the quadriceps, the extensors of the knee, and the hamstrings, the flexors of the knee. So rolling the lateral quads and rolling the lateral hamstrings is generally a good idea because it's less painful and can also be an effective way of reducing those lateral leg symptoms without having the discomfort associated with direct ITB rolling. So from this position, Rose can then just migrate a little further up the roller or move the roller a bit further down for her. So she's getting the superior lateral quads and then slightly down into the inferior lateral quads, predominantly over the vastus lateralis there. But you know, if you've got time, you may as well target the whole of the quads. But next we're going to turn Rose over onto her back into a long seated position. And here she's switching legs just so you can see what's going on the camera. Here she's going to target the hamstrings, again, because this is the intermuscular septum between the extensors and the flexors. So she's targeting the hamstrings, and then with a slight twist, with a lateral rotation of the leg, she can then target the lateral hamstrings, the bicep femoris there, and work on that muscle tissue instead. Okay, and that completes the cycle. So we'll finish there, get Rose to stop. And was that a nicer experience than rolling your ITB directly? Much nicer. Okay, guys, so that's a better way to roll the ITB and to reduce lateral leg symptoms. Now it's your turn to give it a go.